Well, hello there, boys and girls, and welcome back to the channel. Dave here with Star Shadow Woodworks with something a little different. Yeah, we got some changes over here. I will go through the tool wall and the French cleat wall here in another video. Still kind of moving things around, getting things exactly where I want them, but very happy so far. Got a new bench built. But I am working on a kitchen table, and to do so with the plans that I have, I wanted to do castle joints for the legs and aprons, and I did not have a way to safely end up doing that, and I didn't want to try and do it with routers because, well, I'm using bigger material, which this is not the material. It's actually over there. It's already done down to size. It's going to be pretty simple. It's going to be pine, ambrosia, maple, and what else have we got? We got some cherry over here, and we're going to do some cool mandalas. I got a pattern from someone here on YouTube, and so I'm going to end up doing like mandalas in the center. If all goes well, it's going to be layered. It's going to be pretty cool. It's just pulling it off. But you guys watch all over YouTube, everywhere else. Everybody has jigs for doing either tenons or doing castle joints, and it sits in a square that sits over a fence, which is fine if you have a normal fence. I do not have a normal fence because I'm not a normal person. I have the Incra LSTS fence, which I absolutely love. I have they're like the Jessam, but they're from Hongdui stock guides. I went with these. I've had the Jessams before, and they work great, and I do actually like how they work better than these, but for my purposes, for mounting to this fence, I needed that split rail, and this actually lets me do it. And if I want, I can actually set this over one where it's flush, but then these bump over. I have never had a problem with these flexing or moving from these spots into the T-track. It works for what I need it to, so hey. And honestly, they're almost as expensive as the Jessam guides, but not quite, about 3/4 as much. Still save some money on that. Anyway, off point. So obviously having this on here, these I could end up moving, but having this on here, you can't have that track guide that goes across your fence. So I decided to make my own. And yes, I use scraps of 3/4 and 1/4 inch plywood, mostly all 3/4, because I wanted it to be nice and beefy and last a while. And I did end up doing, I had extra screws from this and some other stuff with T-track nuts and the little T-track bars here. So laid it out where it fits in here perfectly, and see if I can catch this right. Do it all one-handed. Slides right in. I did do the Loctite blue in there. Once I played around with it, I have zero play. I have a little bit like this way, but that's just it going up and down the track. There is no play going this way. And if I actually locked it down, it wouldn't even end up moving at all. I did paste wax it on this side and down here. Sanded it all nice and smooth. Everything's all level. Did not glue this. Everything's glued and tacked with brad nails. If I feel that it's still unstable, I might add some screws. But yeah, so should be able to take, not this big, but I mean technically you could, to put on there to be able to run over and make my castle joints. A lot easier than trying to use a router or anything. So yeah, so the point in this video is use your imagination, work with what you got, and just, you know, there is always a workaround. I sat for about 4 days just trying to go over, can I use this top rail? Can I do something else? And this will work out perfect. This is actually one of the French cleats that I cut down and mounted with the 45 down. So I have a handle. It's nice and stable. I thought about putting a dowel in here, but this actually works perfect because I can push down and forward. I have plenty of room to use clamps to clamp things down. Nice stable 3/4 plywood on here, so I don't have to worry about warping, anything like that. So next thing up is playing around and making some castle joints. Oh, I got a new dust collector too. This thing is freaking fantastic. I've had the Oneida, I've had a couple of others, and the issue always seems to be the bucket. Yeah, this one, no issues at all. That's a 12-gallon bucket, and it has, I don't think you'll be able to see it, it actually has a vent. So if too much pressure gets built up in there, it'll actually pop and let pressure out or in, however you want to look at it, so that the bucket doesn't collapse. This thing has been fantastic, and it holds so much. It's maybe a quarter of the way full, and I've been working for the last week on all kinds of stuff. I have an arm set up with a hose attached to that. I finally got the thing from Shop Nation for on there. What a world of difference. This is like a week's worth of cutting, and that's all the dust that's been in there. And most of that is from me forgetting to turn on the thing, which, yeah. Still running from the shop back over there, runs up to there, runs across there. I have another length of the hose over there for swinging this, because it is a swingable arm, swinging this out to be able to vacuum out cars and things like that. I got my scrap wood down here. This is all plywood scraps, regular wood scraps, all my hardwood, my cutting boards that I end up working on, like that one. And then, yeah, so stay tuned. Kitchen table inbound. I will see you guys all later. Bye.